Greetings and salutations, fans and family, friends and neighbors, lovers and losers of all kinds. I'm Admiral Oliver Franklin Doom, and I would like to welcome you to Just an Observation.
Get this and get it straight. Crime is a sucker's road, and those who travel it wind up in the gut of the prison of the grave. There's no other end, but they never learn.
Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you chewing enjoyment, presents for your listening enjoyment Raymond Chandler's most famous character in The Adventures of Philip Marlowe.
And thus began The Adventures of Philip Marlowe, played by Gerald Mohr. Now, Gerald Mohr normally played heavies in movies, and when his part came along that he could play the lead and a good guy, he was all for it. Today's focus episode of The Adventures of Philip Marlowe is called The Glass Donkey. A girlfriend of Philip Marlowe's is killed, and he decides to take it upon himself to solve the crime. And we're going to share various clips to show how he normally gets to that point, and basically the way that the most episodes of this show ran. So I hope you enjoy.
Hello, Philip Marlowe.
Oh, this is Matthews, Phil.
Hi.
Listen, Phil.
Yeah?
Didn't you once go around with a brunette named Helen Lofton?
Helen Lofton? Sure. Still do now and then. Why, Lieutenant? Monday your night off?
Not so as you'd notice, Marlowe. When was the last time you saw her?
Oh, maybe a month ago. Hey, what is this? You sound real official.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I don't like it any better than the next guy. Look, Phil, did Helen have any big problems on her mind at that time?
Just me. Hey, wait a minute, Matthews. Is Helen in trouble?
Not now, but she was in lots of it 3 hours ago. At about 5 o'clock this afternoon, somebody put a bullet in her neck, Phil.
Oh, no.
It's down here at the morgue. If you think of anything, let me know, will you?
Might as well have hit me in the stomach with a hammer. Helen Lofton, a good-to-look-at girl with soft black hair and clear hazel eyes, who gets a big charge out of life. But Helen was a great girl. And she'd always had enough sense not to waste time on the kind of people who put bullets in other people. For a long few minutes, I just sat in my apartment and felt sorry. But then I began to want to get my hands on whoever had pulled the trigger. By the time I got downtown and walked into the morgue attendant's office, that urge had become a big hot lump in my chest.
Unless you can call this a clue, which I don't.
Let's see that. Yeah, it could be the hind leg of one of Helen's glass donkeys. You know, she collected them.
Oh. Well, I was on the stairs near the body.
Uh-huh. Hey, look, Matthews, you don't mind me sticking my 2 cents in this, do you? It'll do me a lot of good.
No, I don't mind. Just keep me posted, huh?
I walked around to the side door on the stairs where they found her body, and that's when I noticed the light on inside the house. The door was unlocked, so I went in. The light was coming from the bedroom, and when I got to that door, I saw a girl, blonde with harlequin horn rims, moving stiffly, like a lost somnambulist. I watched her drag one slow finger the full length of the dresser. When that was over, I said, "Hello."
Who are you?
I was a friend of Helen's, Philip Marlowe. You?
Lila Hughes. You startled me. I thought I was alone in here, and after all that's happened.
Yeah. Did you, did you know Helen pretty well?
Yes. I was just about her only girlfriend. You see, we worked together in the same office and had the same boss.
Uh-huh. Who's your boss?
Mr. Maffey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she dated him a few times, but so have I. Surely you don't think Mr. Maffey...
No. I just want to talk to him, that's all.
It's Norman Maffey. Maffey Real Estate Company on Wilshire. He lives on Ogden Drive, 3848.
Thanks, Lila. Well, I'll be on my way now. Hey, look. Maybe you better come too, huh? Let all this go until tomorrow, when you're feeling better.
Yes, I guess you're right.
I looked back at Helen's house once more and tried to shake the empty, loose ends feeling it had given me. I was snapped out of that mood in a hurry. The man with a half an acre of forage had just twisted out of sight behind a tree trunk in the backyard. I started for him, and he broke and ran toward the wall in the alley. It was a 6-footer. He rolled across the top and fell over. When I got there, he was up and gone. He hadn't had time to get out of the alley, but it was empty, which could only mean he was laying for me.
Come here, you.
You don't, mister.
Not this time. Anyway, oh.
Trash in good neighborhoods is no softer than trash anyplace else. When I finally got clear of it, the forward was gone. I figured all I had to show was one of his patch pockets, which I still had clenched in my hand. But there was something else. Glittering on the ground was what had been in that pocket. A little glass donkey with a hind leg missing. So I drove on down to Ogden Drive as far as number 3848. A gray at the temples type in blue flannel opened up.
Yes?
Mr. Maffey?
Are you a reporter?
No, I'm a friend of Helen Lofton's. Also, I'm a private detective named Marlowe. I'd like to talk to you.
A private detective?
Mm-hmm.
Who hired you, Mr. Marlowe? Who are you working for?
Myself? Like I said, Helen was a friend of mine.
Well, I'm quite busy, Marlowe, but come in.
Uh-huh.
Back this way, to the den. I've already been interviewed by the police.
You may be again. It's not quite like being vaccinated, Mr. Maffey.
Now, just why have you come here to see me?
Because I intend to find out who shot Helen.
What makes you think I'd have the remotest idea?
Nothing special.
Ask me what you want to know and get out of here.
How come Mrs. Maffey doesn't object when you dine and dance the office help?
Because we've been separated for several years.
Separated, but not divorced, huh?
That's right. She lives in San Diego, and we have as little as possible to do with each other. My bank takes care of our only mutual interest.
The ashtray on the table behind Maffey's desk had been made of baked clay in the shape of a sombrero. A keepsake from old Mexico that kicked hard at my memory. At least it was a thought well worth the price of a phone call to Tijuana. So I drove as far as the first payphone, which was at an all-night mobile gas station, got a handful of change, and while my car was being gassed, put the call through to my old friend, Senor Mike Donahue, who had given up reporting in Chicago for editing south of the border.
We are ready on your call now, sir. Go ahead.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, old pal.
Hi.
Hasta la vista. What's cooking? You coming down to see me?
Later on. Listen, Mike, I'm trying to find out about a glass donkey.
A which?
A donkey made of glass, a souvenir mule. It's got silver shoes and a silver halter.
Oh, one of those things. That silver works strictly a Tijuana product, you know.
Yeah, I know.
They peddle them at the highlight games down here.
Out by the betting windows?
That's right.
Can't buy them anyplace else, Mike.
No, not that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
Why, you want some?
No, I've already got one. Well, thanks a lot, Mike. You've been a big help.
Hey, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
As long as you're on the wire, Gumshoe, maybe you can help me.
How?
I got a big front-page mystery spread if I can get a little more dope. Ever hear of a babe around L.A. named, Mrs. Norman Maffey?
Mrs. Norman Maffey?
Yeah.
Holy smoke, I'll say so. What, Mike, what's the story?
Well, the boys just found her body out here on a side road at the edge of town.
Yeah?
Been dead a couple of days. Probably happened Saturday night.
Saturday night, huh?
Yeah. The hotel identified her about 10 minutes ago. She was run over.
Run over? Well, Mike, you said it was a mystery story.
Yeah. You see, the tire tracks out there are still good. It was no accident, Phil. It was murder. Somebody went a long ways out of their way.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike, somebody sure did. I postponed trying to figure it all out until I had called Lieutenant Matthews at Homicide. I'd asked him to meet me at the bar I was at. 10 minutes later, Matthews was sitting opposite me and chewing on a cold pipe while I filled him in.
Oh, now, easy, Phil. I'm a slow and steady boy. Now, question, who killed Helen Lofton?
Answer, whoever killed Mrs. Norman Maffey.
Why? Where's the tie?
The glass donkey I just told you about. It came from Tijuana.
So?
So I figured that whoever sent it to Helen was, one, a friend who knew she'd get a kick out of a trinket like that.
Yeah?
And two, sent it before he or she decided to kill Mrs. Maffey.
Oh, and therefore said friend had to get the glass donkey back because if traced, it would place the killer in Tijuana where sooner or later Mrs. Maffey's body had to be found. Is that right?
That's so very right. And all that brings us back to only one thing. Mrs. Maffey's killer also got Helen Lofton. A short, squat, scarred, ugly incinerator. The door was metal cold, and inside I found more encouragement. None of the paper that was jammed 3 feet deep had burned. I started tossing the stuff out, counting more on the feel and sound of wrapping paper than anything else. Once I stopped short, but it was only a grocery sack. The second time I stopped short, I had a better reason.
Marlowe,
What?
you're wasting your time there.
Well, Mr. Victor Simrall.
Yeah. Or as you put it, the guy with the mile-high forehead.
I wouldn't get touchy, Samurai. You were swinging the dock ahead, remember?
I'm sorry about that, Marlowe. I didn't know we were both on the same side there.
Both on the... Take it easy, Victor. You wouldn't try to set me up again, would you? Why the sudden change of heart?
Because now I know that you're in the up and up, Marlowe. I overheard you talking to that police lieutenant and also the Mexican newspaper man.
Well, bully for you, eavesdropper. But also you ran. Why?
I was afraid you'd turn me over to that lieutenant. Marlowe, listen. From the start, I've been trying to find Helen's killer. That's why I've been following you. I found that glass donkey in her porch, and, well, to get right to the point, Marlowe, I can tell you that the one who killed Helen and Mr. Maffey...
I must have stared at it for a full 30 seconds before it suddenly began to add for me. Add fast to the only backyard left in the spot where I could get to Maffey and maybe stop a third murder. Lila Hughes' place on Beechwood Drive. It was all the push I needed. When I pulled up away from the place and got out of my car and ran for the back, only 10 minutes had gone by, and I was glad of it. Because standing next to an open, still-smoking incinerator, a piece of charred paper in his hand that I knew was the remains of the rapper I'd been after, was Norman Maffey. And opposite him, a gun in her hand, was Lila Hughes, the shy blonde.
Lila, you're crazy, insane. Well, I saw you shoot Victor Semmerau. And you must have killed...
Of course it was me, honey. I killed him. I killed Helen. I killed your wife.
And now you do have to kill me, too. Don't you, Lila?
Oh, no. No, darling. Now the killing's done. I did it all for you, darling. Don't you understand?
You devil. You she-devil.
Oh, Norman, dearest, you don't know what you're saying. Honey, I tell you, I did all this for you. Remember that, darling.
How can he ever forget it? Don't move, Lila. Don't breathe. Drop your gun there at your feet.
No. No, I think I'll use it again. Even if you shoot, I'll use it. We belong together, Norman and I, and we're going to beat it. No.
She's dead. Marlowe, she did think she could shoot. Even if you did, didn't she?
Yeah. That's what she thought, all right, Maffey. Call the police. They know where they can find me.
The Adventures of Philip Marlowe, presented by Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, bring you Raymond Chandler's most famous character and star, Gerald Mohr. Philip Marlowe is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald and written for radio by Robert Mitchell and Gene Levitt. Featured in the transcribed cast were John Stevenson, Michael Ann Barrett, William Lawley, Bill Johnstone, Vivi Janis, and Vic Perrin. Detective Lieutenant Matthews is played by Larry Dobkin.
And thank you for watching Just an Observation with me, your host, Admiral Oliver Franklin Doom. And I remind you, Doom's rule number 129, live life as if awesome and incredible are downgrades. Thank you very much.